So Ido is one of my best friends, and it's so much fun to do something together.
It is.
He's an expert in many, many things, but among others, he's training for gazillion years in all kinds of martial arts, and he will tell you more. And he took this very interesting change, this pivot, to help people through his experience with martial arts, with all kinds of different issues, and in particular, in the last, 7 to 8 years, how to help people not to fall. So we will hear about the good fall.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here. Yo, thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Is now? Okay, now it's okay. Okay. So I'm very excited to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me. In profession or in my schooling, I'm engineer. I have 2 degrees in engineering. And now the story begins. Just by a raise of hands, how many people here have known a person who is over 70, and he fell and his life changed dramatically? Okay, everybody. So I was introduced with it some 8 years ago when my father fell as a senior for the first time at the age of 75, and he hurt himself. And my father is a psychiatrist, and he believes in the system, and he started to do all the things that is known. He went to special physiotherapy to improve his balance. He went to neurology tests to see if everything is okay. He did everything in the curriculum in order to help himself. And most of it, what he did for him is huge frustration. He did not feel any more secure. He did not know any better things to do in order to avoid the next fall. And in one of in the dinners, I asked my father if he would be interested if I tried to teach him how to fall safely. Immediately, he asked me to teach him how to fall safely. And then, all the load, I didn't know what I was asking for. Because then I needed to invent a new technique to teach my parents how to fall safely without hurting themselves. And I'm an instructor in many martial arts. Tai Chi is one, Aikido is one, boxing is one, some others. And I started to search and find, in order to find a falling technique that does not involve any impact. Because you all know the thing that harms us when we fall is the impact. And the problem is that with all of the falling techniques of the martial arts are built for young, sturdy people. And then they can absorb the impact of reaching the ground. And at first, when I started, I had few iterations, of course. So after the first iteration, I saw that both my parents can fall safely, and both of them started to feel more secure and more safe. And my father, everybody here knows that after the first fall, the most damaging thing is the cycle of thoughts about what would be the next thing. So I need to limit my activities. I need to think twice before I go anywhere. So this is the most harming situation that can happen, this cycle of thoughts that causes depression and the loss of, or the limitation of leaving the house and going to meetings, which also contributes to the cycle of depression. So all of it, I wanted to cut it clear. So I taught both my parents how to fall. The first iteration, both my parents managed to do it, so I said, okay, so I know how to teach older adults how to fall. And then one of the ladies that I taught her how to fall, and my aim was learning to fall without breaking any bones. And there was one lady in her late 80s, she fell, she did not break anything. But because of the impact, she had a retina detachment in the eye. And she lost the eyesight of one of her eyes. because of the impact. And then I understood that I must learn how to teach older seniors how to fall without any impact. And this is what I did. And this is where the slow movement comes from. I want to do a short experiment. Please stand up. And now sit down again. Don't go anywhere, just sit down again. And think between yourself if you know to distinguish the exact point or the exact second or millisecond that you had the shift of balance from sitting or from all of your weight is on the chair to all of your weight on your feet. There's a specific moment that happens. And what I would like to do is give you a demonstration about slow learning or slow teaching, slow movement that will help you. I will take a chair, and what I will teach you or what we'll go through is something that I learned from Gil Aziv. Gil Aziv is my teacher in the Alexander technique, and I'll teach you something that is very common. But when we're sitting down, I will just do about how to rise from sitting down. I would like you to take one foot and take it backwards. So you are supported by the toes of your back leg. And now what I would like you to do is just to lean forward. And then when you lean forward, you can please recognize the center of your weight, that it's, instead of being here, now it's somewhere in between your feet. And when it is, all you need to do is to push your back leg and you are standing. And now we'll do reverse, and now sit down. So this is one of the things that I teach my Parkinson's disease students. And it's something that's very helpful. Why? Because when they are trying to stand up, they need to take some leverage in order to stand. And then they fall. Because when they get to their feet, they fall down. So what I teach them is, first of all, exactly the same, but now we'll do the same very, very slowly. It means, let's do it together. It's 1, 2, 3. Now push a little bit. 4, 5, 6, and now you can close the distance with your feet. And when you do it, and when you notice this one, I'd say this one fraction of the minute or the second, that is the thing that is important. And you can reach there when you are calm, when you are safe, when you know what you need to do. Then you can learn the gap, the dangerous gap. And then it is all a matter of learning to breathe, conditioning relaxation. When I'm teaching, I keep saying, relax, breathe, do it with me, breathe out when we're doing it. And things are going very, very smoothly, slowly, and then people learn how to fall safely. The oldest person I've ever taught is 96, now he's 97, but for the last year he hardly leaves his home. But till the age of 96, he's the oldest person that I taught how to fall safely. And it all has to do with calming down, and once you are calmed down, you can flow and reach the ground. And I will give you a demonstration how slow it is. We are breathing. Smiling is always better when you want to calm down. So we're smiling and we're breathing, and then we inhale and exhale and do it very, very slowly. And the risky moment is when we touch the ground with our hands. And this is where the serious stuff happens. And all they need to do is relax and be aware that the posture of the body is the main thing, and have confidence. And once they're doing it slowly and just let their body relax and follow the leading hand, all it happens is very slowly. And of course, I'm more flexible, so it's easier for me. But I can tell you from experience, there are many videos I didn't bring because I didn't have enough time, so I didn't bother with all the videos. Everybody does it. Everybody that comes to me, doesn't matter how bad the situation is, they learn how to fall. Sometimes it takes more time. Sometimes it takes only one lesson. Depends on, mainly on the psychology of the person. How deeply stressed he or she is, and how fast they can relax. That's all. One of the things now I might try some eyebrows, is falling has nothing to do with strength. And I have people, or like my father, who comes after physiotherapy, they go to physiotherapy, all they do is strengthening their muscles. It has nothing to do with strengthening the muscle, it has to do with just relaxation. So in my lesson, which is an hour lesson, the first half an hour, we just do a relaxation and elongation of the muscles, which means stretching. This is all we do. And then for 10 minutes, we're learning how to fall. And then in the rest of the time, we're having some balance techniques that are, some of the things is like the rising and sitting down that I showed you. And that's it. So thank you very much for having me. It's a great pleasure. And in all of the slow learning, it gives, I know it from boxing, I know it from Aikido, I know it from Tai Chi, I know it from Shingi, everything. There is, you start very, very slowly. And then once the brain picks up all of the range of movement, the brain can execute very, very fast. And if you try to do it fast at the first time, your muscles are working wrongly, and you just damage yourself, and you will not reach the same situation or the same smoothness that you could have had you taught, if you've been learned first doing slowly. So thank you very much.